Okay, so everyone needs to read chapter.
Hey, everybody. I think I'm having problems with TikTok again. Like we had yesterday after it kind of...
Yeah, it's like TikTok not popping.
Hmm. It may just be another YouTube night. I'm not sure what's going on with TikTok.
Yeah.
We may have to re-download the whole thing again. The streaming platform. But YouTube is perfect.
Interesting.
Well, welcome everybody. Happy Friday. This is our first Friday that we've ever done when it comes to our ATI/TEAS live workshop and tutoring sessions. As always, my name is Nurse Cheung. I log in about 15 to 30 minutes early to answer any questions that you may have, provide any mentorship that I can provide. But before we get started, quick topic. What we are covering tonight, we are covering TEAS version 7 math. More specifically, Mr. Cheung will be in here and he's going to be doing fractions because we recognize that a lot of you are having a really difficult time when it comes to fractions, and there's going to be some complex fraction questions that are going to be on the test. So we made fractions its own little thing. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. But I want to do a quick shout out to all of my new members who have joined since the last time we went live. I have Crystal, who is a tier 3, Sonia's a tier 3, Kaylee is a tier 3, Jessica's a tier 3, Sheila's a tier 3, and Tina is a tier 3. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the community. Super excited to have you. And I hope that you're finding a lot of benefits when it comes to those perks. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Noi.
Oh, no, you're live.
Am I live now?
Yeah, it took a little bit.
Took a long time. Perfect. Yeah, your guess was as good as mine as to what took so long. Because we've been live on TikTok for 2 minutes and 52 seconds.
I know. Just, okay. Maybe the internet.
Who knows? Hello. Hello, hello, everybody. Forgive us as we're just looking through trying to figure out some technical difficulties. If you were here yesterday, we kind of had the live just, I don't know what happened. It was just gone. There's nothing we could do. It had its own little thing. It had a hissy fit yesterday. I guess I didn't like what we were talking about. Who knows? And we had to come back on live, but we couldn't get TikTok to work yesterday. But apparently TikTok seems to be working okay now. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Hi, Nachi. Hi, Natasha. Look at me. I took my TEAS today and I made an 80%. Thank you for you and your videos. That's awesome, look at. Congratulations on just doing excellent on the ATI/TEAS. I'm so happy for you and I'm so proud of you. Can't wait to hear how you're excelling. Remember, if you're going to nursing school, we will be around starting in January. We're going to be switching up, still covering TEAS, but we're going to be adding nursing school content in there, as well as NCLEX and dosage calculation live. So stick around if that's something that you're going to be interested in and if that's something you'll be planning on doing. Michelle says, today I'm watching while my hubby dyes my hair. I love it. I love it. Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Hi, Brenda. When will we be releasing the rest of the science study review? So it's going to be releasing between now and December 9th. And then the remaining videos, I think there's 1 or 2 remaining videos. There is one. I had to change it because we took that week off. There's one video that's going to be coming out. I think it's like scientific reasoning or general orientation. One of the two is going to be coming out once we come back from vacation next year. Ooh, a 91 in math. I love that. Hi, Bronx. Kayla's taking her teas tomorrow. I love it. Hi, Chef MF. How are you? Oh, Larry. I've been a critical care medic for 10 years, looking to bridge over into nursing. That is a tremendous career change. And what I'll tell you, Larry, is that we love medics. I don't know what you're planning on doing. I don't know if you're going to plan on doing ER. Usually, when I hear people switching from like medic to nursing, they typically stay in the adrenaline zone of the ER, or they go into like the critical care, which is just as much adrenaline. But I can tell you, as having been an ER nurse myself and been a CDICU ICU nurse, depending on what I felt like at the time, we loved our medics. And you know why? Is because y'all can get IVs that I could only dream of finding sometimes. Do you have a clip?
Yes.
My hair is driving me insane. But you all were like the man or woman, whoever it was, it doesn't matter who it was, but you all were the people of the hour. So super excited to have you joining the nursing community. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give me 1 second, y'all. I washed my hair and it's driving me insane. Oh, that's awesome. Good, I'm glad. Yeah, as you can tell, our lives are not pre-recorded. We are actually live, answering your questions and making sure that we get you the mentorship and things that you need. Mo is taking their teas on Tuesday, and the videos have been super helpful. That's awesome, Mo. Good. Congrats. I'm glad that they've been super helpful for you. And you've got this. I'll be thinking about you on Tuesday. Is there any places for free practice TEAS tests? That's a great question. There's a lot of companies that have free practice TEAS tests. I know that ATI themselves, even though I've heard mixed reviews about the free practice TEAS tests that they do have a free test. I would just be cognizant of who you choose to use for free practice TEAS tests, just simply because of the fact that a lot of them out there are very inaccurate in comparison to what you'll actually see on the TEAS. So just do a little bit of research and make sure that the company you use is very credible. Kimberly says the EMT and paramedic field is intense. We see a lot on the road. Listen, y'all see the most insane things. When I worked in the ER, they would come in and tell me the most, I'll just say, interesting stories about the things that they do in the field. So hats off to you all and the stuff that you do out there on the road and the field and in your profession. It's, we have our stories too. Don't get me wrong. Nurses have their stories too. But some of these stories, they're just wild. So yeah, I completely agree that you definitely see a lot on the road. Hi, Shazmeen. You're welcome, Mo. Oh, great advice, Lakay. Yep, that's absolutely, I agree. How do you feel about the Mometric guide for TEAS? So here's the deal. I never used Mometric. So I don't have a whole lot of feedback personally based on personal experience. But what I can share is that I have received a lot of feedback from the community. So if you're not, I'm just going to put this up here. And if you're not part of the community over on Facebook, highly recommend that you become a part of the community. A lot of people come in there and they ask questions. You think this is good? You think this is bad? Should I try this? Should I try that? Tons of people in there. If you have questions, like certain things, topics are just kind of throwing you off. Lots of smart cookies in there answering questions. But this group that we created, in and of itself, has been very vocal about certain things. So Mometric being one of them, because they've been around for a long time. What I can tell you based on their feedback is that a lot of people found their test questions pretty good. However, they didn't really enjoy their study material. So generalizing a lot of what I heard, they said that the study material itself just really didn't have like a whole lot of illustrations or easy things to follow and retain. They just found it very wordy. And a lot of people just don't learn that way, and that's okay. But they did use it simply for the fact that they had practice questions and practice tests. So I've heard some people that said it was really good. Some people said they just didn't really find any value in it. I would just kind of do your own independent research and figure out what works best for you, and see if that's something that you want to use. Michelle said, do tell me more stories. No, you know those HIPAA laws. Those HIPAA laws will prevent you. I do have a lot of stories that we'll talk about when we get into the nursing school content in January, because once we start talking about certain questions and, you know, what are you going to do first in a situation? Why would you do that first? Like, once we start getting into that, we'll start getting into some questions. But yeah, we're going to have some stories, and we'll remove a lot of the patient identifiers for sure. What did you use for your T-test before you made your own study guide? By the way, your guides are awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. So when I was studying for the TEAS, I had to take it twice. The first time around, I personally used the ATI study guide. That was what I had used. And what I had ended up finding was that it, to me, didn't go as in depth as I would have liked, because my personal learning style is that I like to have a lot of either videos, or it needs to be like colorful illustrations, or like retaining pieces, or I just need a lot of stimulation. So I didn't find that it helped me particularly with that. The questions were great, but you know, I didn't really find that it helped me with that. And again, this is not for version 7 because I took it way before it was version 7. This was with a different version, but the second time around, because I learned from the first time what worked for me and what didn't work for me, and I never took a practice test before I took my test the first time, I had that sheet that they give you, and on that second page, it goes over like all the areas that I struggled with, and that's when I started making my own study plan, because I needed more information that was going to get me to where I needed to be, because I was so close to passing, but I just wasn't quite there. So that second time around, I used my own. I did a lot of research. I looked up a lot of textbooks. There wasn't a lot of videos back then. When it came to the TEAS, I mean, they were just pretty much non-existent. Even like nursing school videos, to be 100% transparent, they didn't really exist much back then. So you had to kind of just make do with what you had and what you knew. But yeah, I did a lot of textbook research and made my own guides, and I was good after that. Why are you making fun? Is this payback for yesterday?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It was not version 1 when I took the test. Oh my goodness. If it was version 1, it would probably be a more like archaic test before the TEAS, to be 100% transparent. But I did take ATI TEAS, their test, and I took the ATI predictor. The ATI predictor at the end of nursing school was not fun. I had to take it twice, just like with the TEAS before school. I guess I'm a twofer. How long did I wait before retaking the TEAS? My school made me wait 90 days. So here's the deal. My school that I went to was extremely competitive. I did a concurrent program, meaning that I did my bachelor's and my associates at the exact same time. So I did all the work that you would typically do for a 4-year BSN program in 2 years. Don't worry, I had no life. And I wasn't with Mr. Cheung back then. Thank goodness, because I probably would have smacked him around. But yeah, I personally had to wait 90 days because they were like, no. If you didn't pass it the first time, you're going to have to wait. And thankfully, that 90-day mark was like right before the application, and I passed it and like got in right before the application deadline.
Someone asked BSN or ATI.
BSN or ADN? Oh, that's a great question. It depends on what you want to do. And it depends on where you want to work. So here's the deal. I love when people ask me this question. It gets me so excited. So with the associates, you only need your associates to actually be a registered nurse. You don't have to go for your bachelor's if you don't want to. What I will say though is that if you are planning on applying to the more competitive hospitals that have magnet status, or that they're just extremely competitive, or they've got a lot of like certifications, like maybe they're a stroke center, maybe they're a level 1 trauma center, who knows? They could have like a number of things behind them. You most likely will probably need your BSN, because in order for them to retain a lot of those certifications and a lot of the like magnet status and the things that they need in order to be considered like a high level type of hospital, they have to meet certain requirements. And sometimes some of that requirement means is that you have to have your bachelor's. So what they'll do is that if you get your associates and then decide to work at one of these hospitals, they'll give you like a period of time, maybe like a year and a half. I don't know. Every hospital's different, sometimes 2 years, but they'll give you a period of time to finish your bachelor's degree to continue working within the hospital. You have to kind of like sign like I'm going to get my bachelor's within this amount of time. But again, that's only for like hospitals that are like magnet status, or they've just got a lot of certifications. If you want to get into a field like NICU, neonatal ICU, a lot of different pediatrics, labor and delivery, sometimes even like CDICU, like a lot of like the high level ICUs, you're most likely going to need your bachelor's degree. It's just kind of like the gold standard when it comes to nursing. Doesn't mean that you can't get into those areas with an associate. It just makes it a little bit more difficult and a little bit more challenging. So personally for me, if you have the ability to just do your associates first and get that done in 2 years so you can start working as a nurse, then I would say go ahead and go that route, and then go back and do an online bachelor's program, because you don't typically have to do like clinical hours or anything like that. But if you want to go the whole BSN route and do the 4 years, more power to you. That's fantastic. It's just going to take you a little bit longer than most, and that's okay. But just completely up to you. But again, you can start working as an associate's nurse. There's a ton of people out there that just have their associates. They just tend to not always get first pick when it comes to a lot of the more competitive programs and things like that.
Yeah, that's true.
What's that?
Sometimes university will help you pay for it, but you lock in. So if you get with being a nurse first, and then the BSN, they'll pay for some of it, but you gotta lock in, right? So you don't have to pay that much out of pocket on financial.
Oh, that's true. You're talking about like when they offer tuition assistance?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Cheung has a really good point. So, something that I haven't really thought about in a while, because I have my master's degree in nursing education. But what a lot of hospitals will do is, because they want you to work there and they know that you're going to have to get your bachelor's, is a lot of them will actually pay for you to get your bachelor's. So, depending on where you work, some of them will make you sign a contract, meaning that after they pay for it, you have to continue working there for 2 years, or you have to pay that money back. Or there's other hospitals I've worked at where they will pay for your education and they have no contract requirement. So just really dependent. So that's also another really good point that Mr. Cheung brought up, is that you do have that availability sometimes with the more competitive hospitals where they will pay for your education, so you can save yourself some money too. I wish I had known that, because my student loans were insane when it came to my bachelor's, and my master's wasn't any better. So yeah. Any pay differences between the BSN and ADN? There is. I wouldn't say it's like a significant difference. I think a majority of your pay difference is going to come when you start doing clinical ladder things. So if you want to be a part of your unit's kind of like governance, they have like a little, every hospital calls it something different, but there's like a little governance that you have where you look at like directives and things on the unit that could be better, and y'all meet and talk about that with your educator. And there's also like if you want to be a preceptor, sometimes part of clinical ladder. Mentorship, depending on where you work. They're kind of doing away with a lot of mentorships, huh?
Committees, that's what
Committees, yeah, that's it. I couldn't get the committee word out. Sometimes you could do like charge nurse, you could do research papers, not necessarily be a part of the committee. It's called UPC, but I can't, unit practice council. That's what I'm thinking of. I couldn't, my mind just wouldn't get it out. but it's unit practice council. That is what it's typically called. But that's where you see like a lot of like the more increase in pay and things like that when it comes to your nursing, that you'll see that. Yeah, and like even like nursing education, a lot of times they will let you be a nursing educator with just a bachelor's degree, but also believe that they will probably start hounding you at some point to get your master's degree. And nowadays there's a certification that they're hounding everybody for called the Nursing Professional Development Board Certification. So like with me, I got my bachelor's degree. I started working in emergency department. I was going to go get my certified emergency nursing certification, then decided to change my mind. I went to do some travel nursing. Then I came back. Then I decided to do CVICU. While I was working in CVICU after 2 years, I went and got my critical care registered nurse certification. That's why sometimes you'll see behind my name MSN RN CCRN. That's my critical care registered nurse certification saying that I'm qualified and at the top of my field when it comes to critical care nursing. So I did that, and then I became a nursing educator. I went and got my master's degree, finished that, and now they're hounding me to get this nursing professional development. So you're always going to be learning and having to take certifications and do certain things. So it's just what nursing is. It's pretty funny. Kimberly says, I did my prereqs community college and applying for a private school. Yeah, private schools are very competitive. Very competitive. How do you study for nursing school properly? I struggle with critical thinking part. I think that everybody struggles with critical thinking. Let's be very transparent. When you come out of nursing school, critical thinking is not going to be one of those things that's automatically there. And that's okay, because you're going to learn that as you're caring for people, and you're going to start to see things, and things are going to start to click in your head as you kind of go throughout your career. Your first year is probably going to be your most difficult because one, you're learning foundational nursing, and two, you're trying to just be a nurse, right? You're trying to just take care of your patients, not harm anybody, be safe. That's just the most anxiety inducing part of a lot of people's career. Or when you switch careers and you decide to do something else, that tends to also be really difficult. So when it comes to studying for nursing school, what nursing school does is it helps you pass the NCLEX. It doesn't really teach you how to be a fully functional nurse. That's the stuff you're going to learn when you're actually on the floor and you're working with your preceptor and you're taking care of patients. So when it comes to critical thinking, this is what I always suggest. I always ask why. Why is this happening? Nursing school is going to teach you, don't question why, because 9 times out of 10, if there's a why on your test, you never say why, right? If you have a test question that's like, your patient continues smoking, what are you going to do? If one of the answers is, ask my patient why they're smoking, that's not the answer if there's why in it. But when it comes to studying, you have to ask why. So if I have a patient who is hypertensive, they have high blood pressure. Why? Why do they have high blood pressure? What's going on with my patient? You start looking at their medical history. Oh, well, they have a history of high blood pressure. Maybe they're on blood pressure medication. All right, let me look at their blood pressure medication. Yep, there they are. They're on a beta blocker to help lower their blood pressure. Did they take their beta blocker? And then you start going through that process. Oh, nope, they didn't take their beta blocker. Well, that makes sense. That's probably why their blood pressure is high. Let's also look at their lifestyle choices. Let me see what they ate today. Oh, they ate an entire ham. Well, that's the most saltiest thing they could possibly eat. That's probably why their blood pressure is also high, in addition to not taking their medication. So you learn that stuff as you go, but you have to start questioning why everything is happening. So that's going to be your saving grace when it comes to you switching into the nursing field, is asking that why. And listen, if you don't know the answer, it's okay. I don't know everything. There's a ton of stuff I don't know, but I'll figure it out, Never feel like you're not good enough because you don't know, because you will figure it out. As long as you know your resources and who to go to, you're going to be perfectly fine. All right. I see it's currently 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Real quick, just for those of you who are new and maybe haven't heard of me, and you're probably like, gosh, Nurse Chung is dropping a lot of knowledge about the nursing field right now. Here's additional knowledge that I also drop. So, in addition to being a nurse of what we talked about, I'm also a ATI TEAS person who teaches. So I do it in person and online. And this are some of the products that we offer in our store that's helped so many people build confidence when it comes to the ATITs. So that dark blue guide at the top, in case you're like, oh, I don't know what that is. What is that? That's the complete study guide. So that includes everything you need to know when it comes to the ATITs. It has your reading, your math, your science, your English. It's got illustrations. It's colorful. It's pretty. It's got very little words in it because I only wanted to give you specifically the sentences that you needed to know, not just a whole bunch of jumbled up jargon that's just going to cause your ADHD to kick in like mine does and then walk away, right? I'm trying to make it as quick, concise, and not as complex as possible in order to make you help you understand these concepts that are going to be on the ATITs. So there's a lot of tips on like retainment in there, study aids, mnemonics, things that kind of just really help you with the actual application of those questions. That's all in that dark blue guide. There's also a 30-day study planner because I recognize that a lot of you will say, I don't know how to study. What am I supposed to do? With that, there's a 30-day study planner in there. Step number 1 is take a practice test, see what areas you're struggling with, and then build a study plan based on you. Because like I said, Mr. Cheung's going to have a certain mindset. I'm going to have a certain mindset. You're going to have a certain mindset. We're all going to have a little bit something different in our journey. So whenever I have somebody ask me, like, what should I study? You have to study everything, but we need to figure out where you're at in regards to your knowledge base. So that's what that does. In addition to the study planner, as well as the study guides, you also get a practice test. So I had a 170 question practice test set up with these same guidelines that the ATITs has advised. And it really gives you the question, it gives you the answer, and it gives you the rationale behind why the answer is correct. Because it's really, really, really important to understand why the rationale is the way that it is, because the ATITs now is a critical thinking application-based type of test. You're going to learn the concepts and then you're going to have to apply them just like you're going to when you go through nursing school or really any of your healthcare programs, because we all take the same test. So that's everything that is in that dark blue guide. Completely digital. Everything in my store is completely digital. You don't have a physical product, but you're able to print it out. You can put it on a laptop, desktop, tablet, whatever works best for you, because we recognize a lot of you don't have a whole lot of time to take this test. If you were like me, the first time around, I only had like 2 weeks to study for this test, and I had to go take it at the school. And then I had 90 days the second time around to study for the test. So we do recognize that it's going to be a little bit different for everybody, and that's the reason that we made it the way that it is. A lot of people have used this. A lot of people have been successful with it, but we have had quite a bit of people also reach out and say, hey, do you have any more practice questions? And that's where that light blue guide came into play. It has over 3,500 practice question bundles in there. It's the most really that you're going to see out there. And the reason why is because we did it a little bit different. So with this particular guide, instead of there just being a whole bunch of questions just kind of jumbled up with each other, I don't find that you're going to learn effectively that way. We did it as we broke it down by the main topic, which is your reading, your math, your science, and your English, and then we broke it down by the subtopic. So if you're struggling with fractions, like we're going to be discussing tonight with the ATITs Live, there's a whole section on that. If on reading you're having a hard time really understanding topic sentences, that's okay. There's a whole section on that, right? If you're just really struggling with, I don't know, chemical balancing of equations, whole section on that. If you're struggling with simple, compound, complex sentences, whole section on that. Because what I want you to do is I want you to learn concept by concept. If you're really struggling on a concept, spend some time on it. Really study it, and then do all the practice questions that come along with it until you really have a good grasp on it, and then move on to the next topic. Don't try to study everything all at once. It's just going to overwhelm you, and then you're going to end up losing motivation, and then you're going to be questioning if this was the right choice for you. I never want you to have to make that question. I want to make it easy and simple for you to find specifically what you need to get you to where you need to go. So typically both of these guides, the dark blue guide and the light blue guide, is typically $60 in the store. However, we are doing early Black Friday, so now they are dropped down both to $40. This is the only time that it's going to be that cheap. It's only between now and December 2nd at midnight. Once December 2nd midnight comes around, it'll be gone, it'll be finite, it'll be no more. So a lot of you have asked me, I just want the practice questions. We've never discounted just the practice questions because there's just so many in there. If you want them, this is the only time you're going to get them this cheap. So make sure you invest in it now before these sales end for Black Friday. I did also include in there my complete PowerPoint presentations because I do recognize that a lot of you wanted to have the PowerPoints, or I should say a lot of you reached out to me asking me about the PowerPoints because you like to take notes when you study along with the videos, and that's completely fine. So that's also in the store. Typically it's 25, but we dropped it down to 20. To give you a little extra discount. So again, all of these are at nursecheungstore.com. They are all digital products. You are able to print them out if that is what appeases you and works best for you. Completely up to you, or you can save them on your desktop, your laptop, your tablet, whatever works best. They are available between now and December 2nd at midnight. Once December 2nd at midnight comes around, they will be gone. They will be finished. They will be no more. The other thing that I will talk about is the fact that we have a payment plan. So I know a lot of you will say, oh, I can't really afford like 80 bucks all up front. Is there like a little bit of a payment plan? Yes. Our store is powered through Shopify. So everything is secure. Everything is held by Shopify. So you don't have to worry about your information and stuff getting all out there. But, Shopify makes sure that that stuff doesn't happen. So one of the other things that they also do is they give you the payment plan option through ShopPay. So you just have to sign up through ShopPay, put your credit card in, and then they'll break it down into 4 payments for you. So 4 interest-free payments for you. So you don't have to worry about paying anything extra. You just pay it off a little bit over time. Was PowerPoint in the $9 bundle? No. So the PowerPoint was never in the bundle. The PowerPoint in and of itself was its own thing. Oh, Noy says I was paying 12 bucks monthly. Not bad. That's really good. Hi, Nikki. I can only afford one. Which one would you recommend? Should I get the study guide or the question pack? So that's really up to you, Valeria. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce your name. I have a really good friend named Valeria, and I love her so much, and she spells it the same way. But it's really up to you and what you think would work best for you. If you feel like you can learn the concepts from the videos, even though they're not as in-depth as the guide is, and you could get by with the practice questions, then I would say go the practice questions route. If it's been a little bit of time since you've been out of school and you're going to need a little something extra, you're going to need that extra assistance, the dark blue guide is probably a better option for you. So it's really just dependent on where you're at in your journey. Brenda, I purchased all 3. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate you supporting me, and I'm super excited to hear your feedback on how you're loving the study guides, the questions, and the PowerPoint. Huh? I went back a little bit.
Oh.
Mr. Cheung's like, where are you seeing these comments? I went back a little bit. Whenever I'm talking, I always scroll back a little bit just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, that's awesome, Tessa. Okay. Did I miss anything, Mr. Cheung?
No, oh, no?
I talked about the Facebook earlier.
Yeah, you can start the question.
Okay. Well, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass over to Mr. Cheung because I do recognize that it is currently 6:08. I'm going to actually be stepping out here in about 4 minutes and 30 seconds to get our laundry. Because me and Mr. Cheung had to do laundry today. But he is going to be all yours. I'm just going to go over to our first question. He's the fraction man. I'm going to just let him be the fraction man. So there you go. I'm going to try to say what that question is.
Bye. Thank you. Hi. Oh, where's your mic?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want the mic? I feel like they could hear you if I was sitting over there.
I'm so loud.
There you
We're
go.
covering fraction tonight. Fraction calculation. Fraction. All right. So tonight we're covering fraction because in a lot of different questions, even sometimes in like geometry, you might see some fraction calculation. In probability, you also see fraction calculation. you know, in equation with one variable, you might also see fraction calculation too. So make sure you get your fraction calculation dialed in, because that's kind of very important, you know, just to make sure of that. Okay. Right now, all the sales, you don't need any discount code, so it's automatically already loaded inside the Nurse Cheung store. So it just automatically go through. So all the products will be either 40, 40, and 20 for the PowerPoint. We make it easy for Black Friday. Yeah, we are doing fraction. All right, all right. Okay, perfect, perfect. So seems like everyone got it. So let's keep this, make it this quick before we get to the harder question. So for fraction calculation, we need to know the common denominator, right? So for 4 and 5, there's multiple ways to do this, but one of the easiest way is you just multiply them together. That will make the bottom 20. And then you do something called cross multiply. So 5 times 3 on top, 3 times 5 on top, keep the minus, and then on the bottom, on the other side is 2, 2 multiplied by 4, and the 20 is already formed by just, you know, finding the common denominator. So with that being said, 5 times 3 is 15, minus 2 times 4 is 8, over the 20 that you got, you will have 7 over 20, which the correct answer will be B. Okay, everyone seems to got it. This is the rationale. You know, for anyone that need it, take a screenshot and everything, and then we'll be moving on to the next one. All right. All right, next one. 1 over 3 plus 2 over 5. What will that be? And remember, I see, like, you know, a lot of different kind of teaching outside, you know, on the social media and everything. A lot of social media people say, hey, just use your calculator, you know, break it down to decimal. That is the wrong way to do it. Because if I am a little picky and purposely trying to trick you and set up my numbers very close, you will get a lot of mixed answer. So do not do that. Take your time and really grind to learn how to do fraction. Yeah. Don't break down the fraction to decimal and try to do it that way. It will cause, like, you know, a lot of later effect, especially when you do like dosage calculation and all the other good stuff. So don't do that. All right, all right. Seems like everyone got it. So perfect. Let's set this one together, right? 1 over 3 plus 2 over 5. First, we need to find a common denominator. So we just multiply the bottom together. We know the common denominator will be 15. Next is we cross multiply. So there's 1 right here. There's 1 right here, right? So what we got is 1 multiplied by 5. And we just put a add together. And then it will be 2 multiplied by 3. That will be how the question being set up. So 1 multiplied by 5, we got 5 plus 2 times 3 equals 6 over 15. So what we got is 5 plus 6 is 11 over 15. B again. Everyone seems to got it. Perfect, perfect. So here's the rationale for anyone that need it. Take a screenshot again. Give you guys 5 seconds and we'll be moving on to the next. Moving on to the next. All right, all right, all right. Next one. Now we got a mixed number. So 1 and 1/2 minus 3/4. How do we do this? How do we do this? And remember, TEAS fraction calculation is not this easy. We're just setting it up to make sure we got the bases covered. Just make sure we got our bases covered. So we need to do two things, right? We need to convert the 1 and 1/2 to just fraction. Just a fraction number. So how do we do this? Okay, okay. You guys are being quite quick on the answer. So I think everyone got this set up pretty good. So let's change this, right? So how we change this one? What we do is we multiply, right? And then plus the top. So what we end up is we multiply first. 2 multiplied by 1 is 2 plus 1 equal what? 3. So we will have 3 on top and the 2 at the bottom maintain the same. Then minus 3/4. That would be the first step, right? Next, now we need to find the common denominator. So there's two ways to do it. If we use the way that from before, we can just multiply here and do the cross multiplication. Just make the number a little bit bigger. Or if you know that technically 2 times 2 equal to 4, right? So what we can do is just multiply 2 up and down. So it'll make the top number 6, bottom number 4, minus 3/4. So now your denominator is the same. We can do the calculation. So either way will work. Either way will work. It just depends on your confidence level, which way you want to choose. So then all we know, we can combine those now. So 6 minus 3/4, it will be equal to 3/4. Okay? So like I said, the other way to find common denominator, let me show it to you for anyone that need it. Minus 3/4, right? So we multiply here and do a cross multiplication if this is what you are comfortable with. So the bottom will be 2 times 4 equal to 8. And then the first one is 3 multiplied by 4 minus 3 multiplied by 2 equal to 12 minus 6/8. We'll get 6/8. Okay, you can still see that. And then we simplify. When we simplify, you're just trying to see like what you can take out from the top and the bottom. So since we have 6 on top, 8 at the bottom, we know that they both can divide it by 2. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Divided by 2. It's still gonna get 3 on top, 4 at the bottom. Okay, so it really depends on what comfortable level you are in on doing common denominator. You can just directly multiply it together and do the step in reverse to simplify it at the end, or you just trying to figure out 2, 4. So 4 is a common denominator. But whatever they both work the same. They both will get the correct answer. It just depends on which one you're more comfortable with. Okay. All right. So this will be the rationale. Give you guys 5 seconds to take a picture, and we'll be moving on to the next. All right. All right. All right. Now the next one. The next one will be 1 and 1/2
plus 2 over 3. What will that be? And the other thing is for math, especially fraction and everything, is practice make perfect. So make sure you get yourself a lot of practice question opportunity, especially on the math section. I mean, to be honest, it's, science, English, they all need practice too. But, it's in math in particular, it's just a little more practice. Then you can answer those and do the calculation much faster while doing your exam. Okay. Okay, everyone is doing pretty good. Love it. So it seems like adding two fractions together is no trouble for everyone. So let's do this together so we can get this over with and moving on to a harder question, right? So the first step is doop and doops. So we will still have 2 times 1, then plus 1. We'll get the denominator 3 over denominator 2 plus 2 over 3. And then to find common denominator, we just multiply, right? Multiply. So we will have 6 at the bottom. And then we do something called cross multiply right there. So 3 times 3. The first one, 3 times 3. And then plus 2 times 2. We'll get 9 plus 4 over 6. Right? So 9 plus 4 over 6. So 9 plus 4 will be equal to 13 over 6. So now we need to put it back as with a whole number, right? So we know that 13 equal to 6 plus 1 over 6. So every time you got the same number on top and same number on the bottom, we know that that will make a 1. So here is another 1. And then plus 1 over 6 as a leftover. We will get 2 over 1/6. That will be the correct answer. Yep. 13 over 6. But that's not it, right? We need to make sure we simplify it. Because, math, the only way you answer the correct answer is to make sure it is the most simplest form. The most simplest form will be 2 and 1 over 6. Okay? Perfect. Everyone seems to got it. No trouble, no problem. Let me show the rationale, then we can move to the next one. We will be moving to the next one. All right. Next one. Now we got 3 numbers need to add or subtract together. We got 3 over 4 minus 5 over 8 plus 1 over 16. Okay. Man, Winter is fast. So Winter got this fraction calculation in the bank. Okay. All the answers start coming in. Really good. Okay, couple more. You got this. You got this. No, I say you forgot. No, it's still in there. It's still in there. No problem. That's why we're doing this. Remember, like this week is a little off week because we're taking it off. Julianta on TikTok. This week we do it like so many lives, and then for next week we're gonna be off. But normally we go on every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to go through ATIT's teaching / practice question. Okay. Make sure you follow Nurse Cheung on the social media you prefer, and make sure you also check out Nurse Cheung YouTube channel. She have tons. I'm telling tons of resources for you to help you with your ATIT exam, and it's free. You might, if you're not in the YouTube Premium, you might need to watch some ad, to help us continue to make really good quality content. But in general, yes, it's free. No, the live did not froze from what I can see. Yep. I'm still moving. All right, so let's do this together. Plus 1 over 16. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to find the smallest common denominator, trying to keep this small, right? So in our mind, we'll be like, 4. If 4 times 4 can be equal to 16, right? So we will change all that number up and down, multiply by 4. 8 becomes 16? 8 becomes 16 by multiply by 2, right? So we multiply 2 on up and down. So now, once you form the equation correctly, the top will be 3 times 4, bottom will be 4 times 4, minus 5 times 2 over 8 times 2, plus only 1 over 16. Now, when you do some calculation, you'll be like, oh, this is 16 over 12 over 16, minus 10 over 8 times 2, 16. And the last one plus 1 over 16. So now you notice all your denominators are the same. So now we can put the equation back together. The equation will be 12, right? We put a minus to the top, 10, and then we put a plus and 1 over 16. So now if you use a calculator, you'll know that 12 minus 10 plus 1 equal to 3 over 16. And can we simplify even further? 3 over 16? Nope, not so much, right? Then we know that the correct answer would be 3 over 16. Just, always double check. Can it even further simplify the answer? But other than that, that's it. Easy breezy, right? Perfect. So this will be how, for anyone that need a more proper type out rationale, that will be it. And then it will be next. So do you not do Pentas way? Yes, we do. We set it up. We set up a step by step. We're trying to make sure, because, we're doing it online. There's a very broad audience. So we need to make sure you learn how to crawl, and, like baby step. So it will, as the life progress, it will get harder and harder. Okay? Perfect. All right, so everyone see the rationale? Let's move on to the next. So now, after we do enough, add and subtract on fraction, let's do some multiplication and division. Okay, let's do some multiplication and division. Make sure everyone get that concept first. Then we'll mix it together at the end. So this will be the first one. 2 over 3 multiplied by 9 over 8. What will that be? Do you have a probability problem? Probability problem will be in a different life, focusing on probability and proportion. This one just focusing on fraction calculation first, because you need to do you need to know really well on how to do fraction calculation before we can jump into probability. That's why we're trying to separate it, because it's two different foundation, but they both equally important. Okay, but if you are in YouTube tier 2 or tier 3 members, you can find it. Yeah, Nurse Cheung already posted on the chat. We did the probability back on 10:15. Okay. Yeah, we try not to mix topic and concept in one live, or else it just get too overwhelming already. Okay, so that's why we're trying to break it down, make sure after every live or every section you learn, actually master or get good at something before you leave. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I should get a raise from, Nurse Cheung, right? Come on.
Hey, you will. I pay you in KFC.
No. There's no KFC around here. Okay? And the only Popeye in town got shut down.
What do you want from me? I can't help that. I'm not the health inspector.
I'm super craving fried food. And there's none here. Very upsetting.
I'm sorry.
Very upsetting. Yeah, that's why like I said, we are deep in the wood. Deep in the wood. It's not even funny. All right. So let's do this together. So the fun part about fraction calculation on the on multiplication and division, because you can cross it, you can eliminate it as you go. So let's do some magic, right? Oh, this is actually 8. Now I can see 8. Choop, choop. You can cross as you go. So example, right? We got a 3, we got a 9. We know that we can cross out this 3, or technically divide it by 3. Then the top divided by 3. Then we will have, what we have left is 3. The same thing we're going to do here. We got a 2 at the top, divided by 2, right? The bottom, same thing, divided by 2, we'll get 4. So if you think about it this way, right? Every time we cross something over, like 2 divided by 2, all you get is 1 over 1 multiplied by 3 over 4. 1 over 1 is just 1, right? We just eliminate it, because 1 times anything is anything. Now we know that that's all it is. 3 over 4. Correct answer will be C. Okay? So that's why it's just like a little magic trick when you come to multiplication and division. You can keep crossing it out. And yeah, speaking of KFC, this is where KFC come from. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Are you excited?
I'm excited now.
Did you get a little happy?
Happy. Mr. Cheung is not a nurse and will not pretend to be one.
But I am.
But yeah, I'm just very good at math, because Asian with glasses don't know how to drive. Okay?
That's true.
So that would be it. So 3 over 4, for anyone that need the rationale, will be right here. Right here. We haven't seen deer yet. We see coyote. Maybe a bear. Someone have left a huge doo-doo in front of my in-laws' house. Okay. So next, right? This is where the KFC come from. 5 over 6 divided by 2 over 3. How did we do division in fraction? Yep, you can do that too, bros. You just be careful, take it slow. When you just do multiplication, then simplify. Just because it depends on how the question set up. Sometimes it will get your number might get quite big, but it's okay too. Just practice. Just practice. Okay. Okay. Dudu won't get beep on in the YouTube side. So that's why it's called Dudu. Okay, perfect. Everyone seems to got it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yep. Oh, okay, we're back. So, 5 over 6 divided by 2 over 3, right? This is where the famous KFC come from. We flip it every time we see a division, right? We change it to a multiplication and then flip. And that's the magic. 5 over 6. Okay? And then now we're just crossing it, right? We got a 3 here. So we know that 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. Then all we have left is what? 5 multiplied by 1 and 2 multiplied by 2 on the bottom. So 5 over 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. And we convert that to 1 over 1/4. Literally. Easy breezy. Easy breezy. Okay? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Everyone got it. Everyone got it. Awesome, awesome. I'm happy, happy, happy. Okay, someone's confused. Which part? Which part is you're confused with? Because we cannot do division in fraction. So the only way to do it is we convert the division back to multiplication. So when we do that, every time when we do that, we change the sign and then we flip the number. We flip the number. And then once you flip the number, then you just start eliminating stuff. We have 3 on top, then we cross it out, make it, take out the 3. So 6 divided by 3, we'll have 2 left, right? And then we just do multiplication across 5 times. Technically, we have a 1 right here, right? Because it just divided by 3, like the example I shown before. So 5 times 1, 5 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 2. Then what we have left is 5 on the top, 4 at the bottom. And then we continue to, we simplify the answer by pulling that out, right? So we know that a 5 is equal to 4 plus 1. So once we pull that, once we pull that one, 4 and 1 over 4. So 4 and 4 will equal to a big 1 like we talked about before. Then we will have 1 and 1 over 4. So Hannah's asked, can we cross multiplication in multiplication? Yes, but because if you think about this, what about TEAS asked you this question? 7 over 8 divided by 9 over 13. Right? So it'll become 11 over 12 times 7 over 8, and then switch it 13 over 9. If you just like straight line multiply, the number will be huge, like 4 or 5 different digits. Then to do that, it will take a lot more steps, and mistake can happen when you have such a big number. So that's why if you do it by crossing it out or whatever, it'll be a little bit faster and safer, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. Okay, so this will be the rationale. Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's KFC night. This is where the KFC joke come from a couple months ago. So yeah, make sure you keep it simple. Smaller number, mistake less likely to happen, and easier to maneuver and manipulate. Okay, and practice. Just practice make perfect. It's okay. And more practice, your time will come. So you don't have to worry about, it take me so long at the beginning to do this math problem. As you practice more, it'll come. Okay? So now, next one. Evaluate 2 and 1/3 multiplied by 3/4. See, question get a little complicated now. Now it's a mixed number, so you add another step on top of it. So joining joining the live is free. This week is a special week because next week, technically we are visiting family, but next week is Thanksgiving week, so we are not doing live. But normally we go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and covering different ATIT topics. And it's free. So for you, you might just need to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, so every time Nurse Chung posts a new video, Nurse Chung go live, and you'll get notified and you'll know we're on. Ooh.
Is that the fire alarm?
Can we have a break?
Well, we've got to
Have you
leave.
pulled, no. Oh, someone was like, did you pull the
Oh.
laundry already?
I pulled everything except the rug because it wasn't ready.
Go check it.
Well, what if it is?
Yeah, that was loud. We're in a hotel, and I guess someone just pulled a fire alarm or something. But we're safe because they canceled it out.
Well, I don't know now.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I already have one.
Yeah, that jump. We're like, really? We just can't have a good day here in the wood. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, this place here is haunted. Haunted, haunted, haunted. Yeah, I know. We're so sorry. Two and 1/3 multiplied by 3/4. Yeah, I know. I can't wait. After Thanksgiving, we're leaving. I can't wait. Back to civilization. I know. Yep. All right. So everyone seems to got it. So the first thing first, right? We need to break this whole number back to fraction. Put it back to improper fraction. So how we do this? We multiply and add, right? We multiply first, 2. So it'll be 2 times 3 plus 1 on the top over 3 multiplied by 3/4. We'll get 7 over 3 multiplied by 3/4. Okay? So now, once we fix that, we can start crossing it, right? So 3, we got a 3. So what we have is 7 over 4. It's technically 7 times 1 on the top and 1 multiplied by 4. But, since we got some practice, we know that they just ones, so it don't really matter. So now, how do we convert 7 over 4? So we know that 7 over 4 is equal to 4 plus 3, because we want to yank the denominator out. Every time we yank a denominator out, it becomes a whole number, 1, 3 over 4. This will be the correct answer. A. Okay. Perfect. Everyone seems to got it. So this will be the rationale. Okay. This will be the rationale. Then we can move it on to the next. Mr. Cheung don't want to be here. Yeah. So let me tell you, from my mother-in-law's house to the closest town, it required a 35-minute drive downhill on a 15 to 20 degree angle. That's how deep we're in the wood. Not fun. Anyway,
You love your mother.
next one. Let's spice things up. 3 and 2 over 5 divided by 2, 1 over 3 multiplied by 1, 2 over 3. I don't know. Who knows?
You talking, John?
Huh?
Are you talking, John?
I'm just telling you, we're in the wood. Woo.
I got your wood. I'm telling my mama.
You can tell your mama.
Tell my mama what you said.
This one get a little more fun, isn't it? Spice things up. A lot of changes in number. We have to swap all these numbers to improper fraction. Fun, fun, fun. Yeah, I know, right? We just can't catch a break. Can't catch a break. And no KFC. Like, no KFC. The Popeye here got shut down.
We have a Lowe's.
We have a Lowe's. And we have Cracker Barrel. Thank God for Cracker Barrel. You got it. You got it. It's okay, Nancy. Just do it one little section at a time. One little section at a time. Okay? Alright. Okay, seems everyone got it. Yep, I got a lot of answer floating in. Okay. So, first thing first, right? We need to switch all of them to improper fraction. So let's do it all of them at the same time, right? Because we know that it just multiply and add on the top. Multiply and add on the top. Multiply and add on the top, right? So what we have for the first one, right? 5 times 3 plus 2 on the top over 5. And then will be divided 2 times 3 plus 1 over 3. Multiply, right? 1 times 3 plus 2 over 3. Okay? So that's how that every step we do, I do, right? You multiply the whole number with your denominator, add denominator on top, will form your new numerator and maintain the lower denominator the same. Then that's how you convert a mixed number to improper fraction. That's the first step. So for this 3, we just streamline it, do it all at the same time together, right? Because we're trying to make things less complicated, so you're trying to do same thing at the same time, right? So next step, right? Next step, let's do the calculation. So 5 times 3 equal to 15, plus 2 will be 17, and then the denominator stays the same, 5. Divided 2 times 3 equal to 7, plus 1 equal to 8, denominator stays the same as 3. Multiply 1 times 3 equal to 3, plus 2 equal to 5 over 3. So that should be the first step you do, right? Now, we got one problem. We know that we don't know how to do division. So what do? We just need to change the division to multiplication and flip the following fraction over, up and down. So what we got is 17 over 5 multiply by 3 over 8, right? Times 5 over 3. That's the next step. Oh, 7. Yep, I saw it. Thank you. 7. Choop, choop. See, you guys paying attention. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oops, I still write 8. Jesus. 7. Right? 7. 2 times 3 equal to 6 plus 1 is 7. Yep. Okay, perfect. Right? So now this would be the next steps. Now we convert the division to multiplication. So now what we need to do, let me find a, yeah, let's use the black pen. Now we're just crossing, right? Because we just meant to divide something on the top, the same as the bottom. So we got 5 and 5 got crossed. 3 and 3 got crossed. What we have left? What we have left is 17 over 7. That's all we have. Because once you cross this is equal to 1, you multiply, a straight line multiply, it just 1 times 7 will go back to 7. So this is the next step, right? So now all we need to is change this back to the mixed number. So what we got? 17 equal to 7 plus 7 plus 3 over 7. So now we know that every time you got a 7 on top, 7 on the bottom, will form a whole number 1. So now we just have 2 whole number, and then we left with 3 over 7. So the answer will become 2 and 3, 7. D. Okay? Why we crossing? So the reason we cross, right, is because we are just dividing 5 on the bottom and dividing 5 on the top. So we just eliminate it because it's just fraction. We just eliminate it. Because those are just double the number. Because think about the way to think about this is a fraction number, you can simplify it by taking up and bottom down by something number, right? That's why we're just doing this step first. So Sammy asked, couldn't I just convert the fraction to decimal and go from there? That would be wrong. No, it cannot. Do not follow anyone that tell you convert fraction to decimal to do the calculation.
Oh, please.
Because, think about this, right? If you got 11 divided by 7, you got 1.5714285. A lot of decimal number, right? I can be one of those that I can tell you 9 divided, no, let me do it this way. 21 divided by, I think, 14 or 13, something close to this, will get a very close number. It just decimal apart different. Then you will never know the answer once you keep multiplying decimal over decimal and decimal. If I'm being super tricky like that, you will get a wrong answer every single time. That's number 1. Number 2 is, if you don't master your fraction calculation, you're gonna fail some of your proportion, probability question, because those are also formed as fraction. And then eventually you're gonna fail your dosage calculation because that's also fraction calculation. So you can take the easy step now, but then you fail more at the end because the step you're done. You're not properly prepared for the harder concept that really require fraction. So that's why I really don't recommend it. That's the wrong way to do it. Fraction calculation is not that difficult. Okay? So you can cross cancel even if it's not next to each other. As long as they are up and bottom. As long as they are up and bottom. So think of it this way. Let me show you an example, right? Because when you do fraction calculation, like this step, 17, oh, let me use a different color so it's sharper, right? 17 over 5 times 3 over 7 times 5 over 3. The middle school way would be, oh, just multiply everything together on the top, right? Over 5 times 7 times 3. Now you're just packing it back together. See, it's just the same formula. Then now, if you look at it this way, now you can cross because they're just next to each other on the same line, same equation. No different. Okay? Easy breezy. That's the logic of it. Okay? But it'll get easier, I promise. With more practice, baby step yourself, do 2 numbers together first, master it, and then, find some practice question that have 3 number, and then master it, and then, master a different form. You will get there, I promise. Practice. And if you have any trouble, that's why, That's why it's so important. Like Noi can vouch for it. Join the Facebook group and post your question. We will answer very detailedly to help you out.
I just want to say something real quick. So when it, because I know a lot of people are like, I can just convert it to decimal. When you're in nursing school, if you convert fractions to decimal instead of actually doing the fractions what Mr. Cheung is teaching you, you can be off by quite a bit, and you can actually give the patient more medication or less medication than they should be getting, and that leads to a whole nother set of problems. So learn it this way now. That way, when you're going through school and you're having to do all those like dimensional analysis and ratio and proportions or whatever works best for you when it comes to fractions, you're already going to be ahead of the game. If you're doing it the other way, you're going to get the question wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Patient
very
safety.
Yep. It's about patient safety. It's about the accuracy, especially when you go to nursing school, like the insulin, especially insulin, is on milliliters.
Yeah. Decimals.
Decimal, like to like one drop of certain thing might seem not a lot, but it depends on what kind of medicine it is. It's going to mean judgmental different. Judgmental. Okay? That's why sometimes you see pills is only like this big. You'll be like, oh, it's not harmful. But it actually work. And that's how much medicine it is. It's minuscule different. So please, 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 please do it right. Don't take the shortcut. Please. Please, please, please. Shortcut is not the way. It's not the way, I promise you. Hard work and dedication and practice is the way. Do it right, please. Okay? So this is the rationale. And for one that want to show it, yep, perfect. Awesome, yep, we got rationale too. And we got more practice question like that to get you the confidence that you need. That's why our live is 2 hours also. Just to make sure you guys got it. Okay? It's okay. If fraction right now is the weakness, with practice, you'll get there. I promise. Promise, promise, promise. Next one. So now, let's do something different, right? Let's add another steps. 2 over 3 minus 5 over 6 multiplied by 1 over 2. And we start mixing it up. Now it's like we got the whole PEMDAS thing going on. Like, someone in TikTok earlier, like, am I going to cover PEMDAS on fraction? Yes. There you go. You asked for it, you got it. Okay? Yeah, I promise. Just follow through, follow through with our lives. Fraction will not become your weakness anymore. And then practice. Practice at home. You have question, join the Facebook group. Free ATI study group with Nurse Cheung. Ask your question. Fire away. We'll get to you as soon as possible. And or some of the smart cookies already in the group, premium, like we are the whole food of TEAS group. Okay, we'll help you out. Premium people, very smart cookies there, helping each other out, answering question. Math is just my weakness. No, you learn it for many years, right? Think about this, right? Math technically is not your weakness when you look at the ad on like Kohl's or Black Friday deal. You're like, oh, I got a sweet deal. This thing is 30% off. It's there. It's there. It's just you don't apply it this way. But when it comes to sales, everyone is a master. That's just math. Okay. And don't let a long question overwhelm you. Because you just look at it portion by portion or do the step correctly, it will resolve itself. So don't when you practice, you can overwhelm you a little bit, but when you go to the exam, you're like, oh, this seems quite big and quite long. Not that way. But if the question feel like it, don't let it overwhelm you. Just break it down pieces by pieces. Digestible. It will be okay. Yep. And practice. Practice will get you confident. Practice will get you confident. You got this. Okay, so let's do this together, right? Let's do this together. 2 over 3 minus 5 over 6 times 1 over 2. Okay, so we just follow the PEMDAS rule, right? PEMDAS rule state that we do what? We do the exponent first, we do the parenthesis first, then exponent, then either multiplication or division, and then the last thing we do is add and subtract. So same thing here. What we focus on first is the multiplication. So what we do is we just carry this down. Don't look at it right now. Focus on the multiplication. So we know that 5 over 6 multiplied by 1 over 2, we can eliminate anything, right? So what we end up with is 5 times 1 over 6 times 2, right? We just parallel multiplication. So now what we got is minus 5 times 1, it will be 5 over 6 times 12, 12. That's 6 times 2 equal to 12, right? So now, next step, now it become digestible pieces. Digestible pieces. So now, next thing, right? We need to find the least amount of common, the smallest number of the common denominator. So we know that 3 multiplied by what equal to 12? Multiplied by 4, right? So we just multiply by 4 on top and bottom. So what we got? 2 times 4 over 3 times 4. Carry the other side down, right? 5 over 12 will equal to 3 times 4 equal to 12. 2 times 4 equal to 8 minus 5 over 12. Now we know how to do that, right? Because now the denominator is the same. So all we need to do is to do the top calculation. 8 minus 5 over 12 equal to 3 over 12. Now one last step, right? One last step is what? Make sure it's the most simplest form. So we know that 3 times something equal to 12 again, 4. So what we do is divide the 3 on top and bottom. So the top will equal to 1. The bottom equal to 4. Put a line between it. 1 over 4. That will be your final answer. Simplify. Yep. But see, it seems quite complicated. You just break it down to digestible portion. That makes sense following the math rule, like the PEMDAS or many other rules. Then it will form. It might take you a little more steps, right? But it's okay. Because what I always preach, practice will make it perfect and make your time quick. Then as you go along, the more practice, the more you're familiar with all these steps, it will be like boom, 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 boom. It just will, eventually it'll click. Eventually it'll click. Okay? Perfect. Perfect. So this will be the rationale. For anyone that need it, take a screenshot. Then we'll continue on our, journey with fraction. Okay. Yep. Remember, fraction or any kind of calculation still need to follow the PEMDAS rule. Just keep in mind that. Yep, exactly. See, that's why sometimes people say, oh, can I just multiply all across? Absolutely. But it become more complicated. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. It will change. Find your method and then stick to it. And if, to be honest, sometimes it would be like, hey, if our method don't work, go watch other people's video that is reputable. Been around the block for a long time. You will find their things actually work. But shortcut not the way. It's not the way. Taking shortcut is not the way. Okay, so let's do this one. 5 over 3 plus 1 half divided by 1/4. Couldn't you just find common denominator on the 2/3 and subtract it? No. Remember, Rose, you still need to follow the PEMDAS rules. You still need to follow the PEMDAS rule. You need to still do... You don't know what your common denominator is until you do your calculation on the multiplication and division first. Because it can change dramatically. It will change dramatically. What about the easy way? The easy way is when you click, then you will eventually find the easy way. Like I can go through this in lightning time, but because it clicks so much in my brain, it become easy. Okay? It's like you, right? When you learn how to drive, it's so hard at the beginning, right? But with years of experience, it becomes second nature. Then it becomes easy. Driving is easy. It's like, whoa, why is so hard? But if you go, go ask a 14-year-old or 15-year-old, driving is hard, right? And for me, it's easy because I can see. I can see the line. We don't follow lines in Chinese as an Asian person. We just drive. And then if we hit somebody, we're like, oopsie, I'm so sorry. I can't see. I can't see. I'm so sorry. I don't speak no English, no insurance. No, sorry. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Oh, my goodness.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Oh my goodness. That was so wrong. I'm so sorry. For any fellow Asian, I'm so sorry. Sometimes you got to be able to make fun of yourself, okay? Don't be so serious, It's okay. It's okay. All right. Let's back to the question. See? Perfect. See? Now you got a good experience. Now you got a good experience, right? You mix very difficult, stressful math with some joke, lighthearted. Then you'll be like, math is not that hard. Perfect. See? Mix the difficult stuff with some good experience. Okay? Give you a little more time. We have too much fun, too much joke. Pacific time is 4, right? Yeah.
7, 6, 5, yeah.
4 for Pacific. 8 for the Eastern. 7 for the Eastern.
7.
Okay, so now everyone seems to got it. I got a lot of answer coming in. So let's do this. Plus 1/2 divided by 1/4. Right? First, still focus on the PEMDAS rule, right? Do the, after whatever, we do the steps for multiplication and division. So what we got is we carry this down plus 1/2. We got the division that we cannot solve, right? We switch it to multiplication and flip the following fraction over. Okay? So now we still doing this, the multiplication and division first. We can eliminate 2 on the bottom. Top become 2, right? Because we just eliminate. So what we got is 5/8 plus 1 multiplied by 2/1, 2. See? A very complicated question like magic. 2 plus and 5/8. 8. Easy breezy. Right? It might not be that complicated. We got this. Okay? Alright. So this would be the correct answer with rationale. And then we'll be moving on to the next. So Donna, make sure like on the YouTube, turn on all notification. On the subscribe button, when you click it, they will ask you like what kind of notification you want. They will be like some, moderate, and all. Click all. Then when we go live, you know. That would be one way. Besides setting on the calendars. Okay? Now, the next one. This is a doozy. That is so weird. 3/4/2/5. What is this? Hi Nation, did live change date since the beginning? Did we?
We changed the time, but the days themselves.
Yeah, we didn't really change the date. We changed the time.
This week is because we won't be live next week.
Yeah, and this week is weird. We are live on Friday because we'll be off next week. You know, we'll be off next week, so that's why we jam packed this week with 4 lives to make up for we taking it off for families on Thanksgiving week. No, it will be still only Tuesday and Thursday. This week is a little unique because you'll go enjoy time with family next week with Thanksgiving. So we make up for it by putting a lot of lives right before. You know, that's all. But it will be still Tuesday and Thursday unless we notify you otherwise because of things or emergency or event happen. Okay? This might be new for somebody. Somebody might never seen it. Or whatever that is, right? But this is actually quite easy. Yep, a lot of you guys got it. You know. So let's look at this together, right? Okay, so what does this mean? What is this big old line right here this mean? This means just division. Just division. So if you write it down in a prettier way, that's it. Exactly. Yep. But you know, a lot of people didn't really seen it before, so that's why it's set up that way. You know, its concept, you know, and how it, you know, you know, to make sure you know what technically that line mean. It means division. So it just means divide. So now we know how to do it, right? It's just KFC, famous KFC. We need to change the sign and flip this over. So what we got? Multiply by 5/2, right? We do a quick check. We can't cross anything over. Then we just multiply. 3 times 5/4 times 2 equal to 15/8, right? So 15/8, we know that 15 is equal to 8 plus 7/8. Then we know that the answer, this will form 1/7/8. Boom, 8. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Everyone got it. See, someone might, if for someone that never seen this setting before, it's just a division. It's just a division. Nothing to be scared of. Okay. So this will be the rationale, and then we'll be moving on to the next. Moving on to the next. All right. So now, let's put another tricks on it. What is this? 3/4 minus 2/3 over 1/8 plus 1/4. Yeah, see, that's why we do question like this with you together on the web live. Once I explain it and, you know, set you up to success correctly, everything will be, it start to click, it start to make sense, and then after the live you go practice more, everything will become smooth and sailing. And that's the other reason why we do this live and set up that way, because we actually want you to master it and make you feel confident. That's the key word, confident, on whatever topics we are covering. That's why we only stick with one topic per night, because that's the only way you can learn, master it, and build confidence. And you got this. You got this. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Getting it slowly, finally. Perfect. Setting it up, and just because by the end of the day, a very complex question, especially in math, if you break it down correctly, it's just a lot of simple setup combined together. A lot of simple setup combined together. You just need to know how to break it up correctly to make it digestible. Then you just keep practicing it over and over again. Did you do a word problem live? Yeah, we have covered word problem lives many times. We've been doing these lives since March, so we definitely have covered word problem at least 5-6 times. Yeah, and Nershan say the last word problem we cover is on 10/31. Halloween night. We cover some word problems. So if you want to go and watch it, it's on 10/31. Okay. I see a lot of answer coming through, I think. Yep. Perfect. So, let's do this together, right? 3, oh, no green. I like blue. 3 over 4 minus 2 over 3 over 1 over 8 plus 1 over 4, right? Let's make this a little bit more digestible. So look at it this way, right? 2 over 3 divided the second part. 1 over 8 plus 1 over 4. This is just equal to this. Okay? So let's cross this out because this is just pointless. I don't have to rewrite this. Okay? They're the same. Because remember, this big old line is just a division. Right? So now, remember the PEMDAS rules? Remember the PEMDAS rules? Quotation first, right? The parenthesis first. So let's do whatever is in the parenthesis on the blue section first. So, the blue section, right? 3 over 4 minus 2 over 3. Let's find the common denominator, right? So 4 times 3 on the left. 3 times 4 for the right set of the number, right? If you want to super expedite this, right? We do it all at the same time, right? 1 over 8 and 1 over 4. So we know that 4 multiplied by 2 equal to 8, right? Up and down at the same time. See, this is how you get fast, right? The easy way. So 3 times 3 equal to 9 over 12 minus 8 over 12 divided by 1 over 8 plus 2 over 8. Right? So what is the next step? 9 minus 8 equal to 1 over 12 divided by 1 plus 2 equal to 3 over 8. We still have the division need to flip, right? So KFC this thing, 1 over 12 times 8 over 3. So next step, right? We see 8 and 12. We know that there's a 4 involved. So divided 4 here. Divided 4 here. This will equal to 3. This will equal to 2. So what we have is 1 over 3 times 2 over 3. Let me make sure that's right. Yep. So now, just 1 times 2 equal to 2. 3 times 3 equal to 9. D is the correct answer. Okay. Perfect. See, it's streamlined, right? It's just a little more steps. A lot of little different steps. It might take a little bit at the beginning, but once you know what steps you're trying to tackle and accomplish, you do it at the same time. Like right here, I make this readable. Here, trying to form all denominator the same. Right? That's this line is only one job for this line. Right? Fix all the denominator. Set this up correctly. So do the individual calculation, right? Like this, and then flip it and back. See, everyone is like, woo! Exactly. Once you know and you organize your steps, it will be super fast. Then the 38 question in 58 minutes, you have plenty of time. Just need to be, once you get your groove, okay? Yep. That's why like you add parentheses. And now you see it, right? Now, Bronze, you see it live right here. You will not make that mistake again. But just get your groove and figure out which line is for what steps. And stay organized. You'll be doing this just as fast. Yep. Oh, Goose say I passed the TEAS exam and I got accepted in the nursing program. Good luck, everyone. Yay! Congratulations. Yay, yay, yay. Make sure you stick around. Nurse Cheung have a lot of nursing content coming up for you in January. Okay? Everyone got it, right? Take a screenshot on how I fly through this question. And this is the rationale, right? This is the rationale. For anyone that need a little more assistance for this question, but it's okay. I promise you, you will get there. And we'll be moving on to the next. Moving on to the next. All right. So next one. Almost the same setup, right? 2 and 1/2 over 3/4 minus 1, 2. 1 over 2. Yeah, these kind of questions will be at the TEAS exam. Thank you, and you're awesome. I used to watch you, and thank to you, TEAS exam. It was not that hard. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. We're glad we are part of your journey and help you, got the score you need in the TEAS. Congratulations. Now it's celebrate. Spend some time with your family in Thanksgiving week, and nursing school. Start, some studying for nursing school. But celebrate first. Celebrate first. That's important. Okay. Okay. I think I'm still loading here. Okay, I see some B's. Let's see. Okay. Give you guys a little bit more time. It's okay. Alright. Now I show you ones that is a little crazy. This is easy, isn't it? This is easy. It starts to click. And that's important. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, it seems everyone got it. So let's do this, right? Let's do this 2 and 1/2, right? That's important. Divided by 3/4 minus 1/2. So let's do the inside first, right? 2 and 1/2 divided by 3. There you go. Divided by 3 over 4 minus 1/2. So let's multiply by 2 on top and bottom. Okay, so 2 and 1/2, wrong color, equal to 2 and 1/2 divided by 3 divided by 3 over 4 minus 2 over 4. So 2 and 1/2 divided by 1 over 4. Okay, so now divided, we know that we need to flip it over, multiply by 4 over 1. Okay, so 4 over 1. So 2, how should I teach this one? Okay, so let's do it this little slower way. Yeah, before jumping it. So 2 and 1/2 times 4, right? So let's put that back in a fraction. So it's 2 times 2 plus 1 over 2 times 4 equal to 2 times 2 is equal to 4 over 5 over 2 times 4. Now we can cross this one, right? Because 2 at the bottom, 4 on the top, we can eliminate some. So now all we got is 5 times 2 equal to 10. Boom. Yeah, and everyone, all y'all got it perfect. So I don't think this one needs that much explain. So this will be rationale for anyone that need it. And we can move it on to the next one. All right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, this is the next one. 3 and 1/2 over 1 and 1/4 times 2/3. What will that be? And remember what kind of steps I did before when I make it prettier and easier to read. We add parentheses. So remember, we add parentheses. So just before, you guys got thrown off by it. Remember, right? We add parentheses. So make sure you do the same right here. Do you get to use calculator for the TEAS? Yes and no. We start to hear a lot of school weirdly discontinue your use of calculator. So make sure you check with your student advisor and ask, if I take the TEAS test with your school, using your school login and registration number, can I use calculator? But I would say most of them, yes. But I want you to be sure, then make sure you ask. And based on a lot of feedback too, that calculator first is a basic calculator. So they don't have functions and everything. It's just very, very basic. And it's a little funky. Since it's just programmed, it's a little funky. That's why we, especially like become fraction and stuff, we're trying to keep the numbers small. Because funky calculator with a lot of numbers, just the chances, the probability of you making mistake with that calculator is high. So keep the number small. But yeah, also confirm with your school too. So we don't want you to get caught by surprise. Okay, perfect. A lot of y'all seems to get it. Awesome. We can fly through this one. 3 over 1/2, right? To make this work is divide. So because we know that this one is divide, right? Make sure you put a parenthesis over it, right? So first thing first, when we see a mixed number, right? Sorry. Let's convert all these to fraction because, we know that we need fraction for calculation, So let's convert that, right? So we got multiply and plus, and the last one don't need it. So the first one becomes 3 times 2 plus 1 over 2 divided by, let's do yellow, 1 times 4 plus 1 over 4 multiplied by 2 over 3, right? So what we got? We got the first one is 7 over 2 divided by 5 over 4 multiplied by 2 over 3 with the parenthesis. Okay? So there's 2 steps to do it, right? You can do the parenthesis first based on PEMDAS rule, or the second step is we break this open. When we break this open, make sure now, since technically we're dividing both the products of both number, right? Make sure that all those chicken leg got flipped. 7 over 2, right? Multiply by the first flip. 4 over 5 multiplied by 3 over 2. If this makes sense for you. Because technically, the step from here to here is because technically we're dividing the products of this number. So if we break this parenthesis over, it means that technically this number will get divided by this and divided by that. You're just skipping steps to make magic happen. If that makes sense. Or if you're not comfortable with it, then do the parenthesis first. It will be the same result. No big deal. Okay? So now, let's do magic trick, right? Let's cross all the numbers that look similar off. So 2 here, 4. We got 2 left, and we got 2 right here, 2 cross. So all we have is 7 and 3 on the top and 5 on the bottom. So what we got is 7 times 3 on the top and 5 at the bottom, equal to 21 over 5, right? So we know that 21 have 4 5s in there, and all we have is 1 over 5. Now we know that the answer will be C. Everyone seems to got it. It seems like no problem. So I can show the rationale. We'll keep practicing. Keep practicing and keep practicing. All right. Everyone good? Couple more seconds for anyone that need the screenshot. Moving on to the next. Evaluate 3 and 3/4 times 1 over 3 plus 5 over 12. So the trick before, though, like breaking down the parentheses, only apply when the entire question or fraction calculation is multiplication or division. It do not apply with subtraction and minus, inside the parenthesis. Just to be clear, the only time you can break down a parenthesis is their multiplication and division. Are you college math student? No. Not a teacher, just an Asian that practice math a lot. Cause so it's just different education system. In China or even in Singapore, since middle school, at least for my school, because I'm in somewhat a better school or whatever, your homework is every Monday through Friday you will have at least 60 math questions for you to practice. Since middle school. High school, depends on your high school, could have up to like 100 to 150. And you're talking about high school, my high school, or actually general high school, we are learning college level math in America. Like whatever you study in college, like the math 2, like statistic 2 or whatever, we all learned that in middle school. We all learned that in high school. So we got 10,000 times of practice compared to American education system. That's why Chinese most likely are better in math. Or Asian, like an Indian or whatever, most likely is better than math. Because that's just how this practice is based on, the country being British colony, and that's how British education system work. So it's just a lot of practice. A lot of practice every day. Every single day. Since middle school. And that's all. That's why I and Nurse Cheung believe just practice make perfect. That's why when we build our practice question, it's 3,500. It's a lot. If you 3,500 practice question based on 4 subjects, so technically you only get 1,000 in average, statistically speaking, per subject, right? And then when you look at per subject, like math, you got at least 5 sub-subjects. You got the word problem, you got the geometry, you got the fraction, PEMDAS, yada yada. When you start breaking it down, technically you're only practicing 100 to 200 practice question per subtopic. Then now you start breaking down, technically you're not practicing a lot. Even with 3,500 questions. So I don't know how some of these program out there just only have 1,000 question, 800 question, and expect you to like be good at it and be confident with it. There's no way. Just not enough practice question. Okay. Asian Sport, no 2A, no. The quickest word you will hear is you bring shame to your family. like Mushu would tell you, you bring shame to the family. Yeah. Or your tiger mom is like, oh, you're only a doctor, you're not a surgeon. Why? You bring shame to your family. And then the funny part is these, the Asian parents is like, they want all their sons and, whatever, want to become doctors and lawyers, right? And they are the one that refuse to go to see doctors or use lawyers. They trying to argue their argument themselves, and they never go see a doctor. They're like, no, 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 you don't know. All I need is some Vicks vapor rub on the bottom of my foot will be good. No doctor, no doctor. But they want their son or daughters to be doctors and lawyers, but they refuse to use those services when there is time and needed. All right, let's do this practice question. Yeah, so true. Exactly. So true. It's just like insane theory. Insane. So let's do this, right? Let's do this. So first thing first, right? We need to do the parenthesis. Multiply by. So we know that addition, we need common denominator. So 3 times 4, we will have 12. Then we have the common denominator. So it become 4 over 12 plus 5 over 12. Okay? So next, 3 over 3/4 times 4 plus 5 is equal to 9 over 12. Okay? Now, with multiplication, we know that now we need to convert this to fraction. So what we got? So 4 times 3 plus 3. That will be how we do it, right? 3 times 4 plus 3 over 4 times 9 over 12. So let's move it up here. So equal to 3 times 4 is 12 plus 3 is equal to 15 over 4 multiplied by 9 over 12. Right? So now let's do some magic, right? Let's start crossing stuff. Let's see what we can cross. Oh, I see a 3. 3 times 4 equal to 12. 3 times 5 equal to 15. Anything else? Not so much. So now we can do the multiplication, right? So the top would be 5 times 9. The bottom would be 4 times 4. So we got 45 over 16. Right? So 45 over 16. So let's do it a little slower. 16 plus 16 plus 13 equal to 45. Right? We got 16 at the bottom. Then what we have is 2 over 13 over 16. The answer will be D. Okay. Perfect. Everyone seems to got it. Awesome. So this will be the rationale for anyone that need it. And we can move it on to the next. All right. So now let's spice things up. We like to spice things up almost to the end of the live. We got like 1, 2, 3 more, 4, 3 questions left. 3 questions left. Yeah, we are pretty good in time. 3 to 4 questions left. You guys got this. Yeah, all culture are the same. All culture parents, especially the mother, is the same. They want you to be super successful, and then when you become super successful, right? You're trying to lecture them like, no, you don't understand. I've been alive longer than you've been whatever. I know better. They're all the same. So what about other subject in China in middle school? So let's start naming. Let's start naming the subject I need to learn. I need to learn Chinese history, English literature, math, and then I need to also learn Mandarin, or you pick a third language, Mandarin, and then you got biology, you got geography, you got if you're in Christian school, you got the Christian topic that you need to do, geography, and then you need to learn Chinese history, British history, and then you got art, you got a PE class, a art class, a PE class. Oh, and economics. Yeah, there you go. 15. Yeah, they all need to. You all doing it in middle school and high school. Because remember, like in Asia country, you need to learn Mandarin and English since you're kindergarten. Period. Period. No question about it. So you at least learn 2 languages. And then you pick a third languages, depends. If you're on coastal, you speak Cantonese, then you need to learn Mandarin. If you're not, then you either pick like French or something crazy to learn too. Don't ask me why, but yeah. And then you need to learn both the British history and the Chinese history. That's already 2 history. And then you also need to learn the literature. And over there, they don't put literature together with the languages because it's 2 different things. It's a whole thing. Just a lot. Just a lot. That's why I come to America. Make me look smart. Man, yeah, like if Nurse Cheung sees some of my report card in high school,
They weren't good.
they ain't good. Some of the subject is worse than the other. How about that?
It wasn't math though. Math.
Math, I got A. English, I got like a B or C. Science, I got all B or A's. And then I failed Chinese languages. And I failed Chinese literature and Chinese history. Oh, we got Cracker Barrel for dinner. And then I got some of their like maple syrup and stuff. Ooh, I'm all juiced up. Ready to go.
No, I said, how did you meet?
Sorry, learn first.
We can be honest.
Let me see. How do you guys meet? Just curious. With a phone and an app. I keep swiping right, and Nurse Cheung keeps swiping left, and I keep continuously swiping right until Nurse Cheung is like, I can use a free dinner tonight.
Wow.
Oh, Nurse Cheung is typing. I can hear the click 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 effect. Yeah, I'm having so much. That's the sugar from Cracker Barrel, man. I'm telling you. If I eat before the live, I'm like, ugh. If I didn't eat or I'm hungry, I'm just I'm dead. All right. So let's just do this together, right? So we know that if we want to make it like more prettier, we need to put parentheses. So 4 plus 3 over 2 times 2 divided by 1 over 4 plus 1. Okay? So let's do this, right? So first thing first is we still need to follow the PEMDAS rules. So within the parenthesis, we still need to do this, right? So what we got is, we know that we can eliminate, right? Because 2 is equal to 2 over 1. Based on how we eliminate stuff, we can just cross this 2 out. Then what we bring down is 4 plus 3 on the top, on the left with the green area. Divided, right? Since we know that we technically doing fraction, we can automatically know that, 1 over 4 plus 1 is equal to 5 over 4. because 1 is equal to 4 over 4, and then you add them together, become 5 over 4. So now all we have left is 7, right, divided by 5 over 4. Let's do a different number. Oops. There you go. Different color. So this will equal to 7 divided by 5 over 4, right? So now all we need is flip it over, right? So equal to 7 times 4 over 5, okay? So we know that 7 is equal to just 7 over 1 times 4 over 5, and then we can just multiply across, right? 28 over 5. So we know that 28 over 5, we can pull 5 out. So we'll, because 5 times 5 equal to 25, it will left us 3 over 5. Boom. Okay. Perfect. See, it's now nothing seems super hard or super difficult. Even just a lot of symbols, number, different version within it. Once you break it down, right, it become easier. Everyone having so much fun, and everyone getting the correct answer. Love it. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. See, awesome. Love it. Everyone learn something, master some fraction. Perfect. We love it. Yeah, you make it so much easier. Exactly. Don't get overwhelmed by all these different symbols and stuff. Break it down to digestible pieces. And with more practice, it will be there. It will be there. Okay, so this is the rationale for anyone that need it. And let's do a couple more, then we can call it the night. Alright. So now, next one. Parenthesis 3 and 3 5 minus 1 and 2 3 divided by 3 4. It's okay. If you're still confused, right? Rewatch the live. Or, I would say first thing first, right? Join the Facebook group. Go to Facebook, search for free ATI study group with Nurse Cheung. Then start doing some practice question. And then read the rationale. Hopefully the study materials that you inquire have good rationale, right? Look at the rationale, trying to see, okay, what step you did wrong and why or what happened, right? If you still have question, ask on the Facebook group. We'll do our best to help you out. Okay? Because I would suggest to is when you do a question wrong, when you decide to put on the Facebook group, show your step. It's okay. Show your step, then I can direct you directly, telling you where you make that mistake, and then I will also show the correct way to do it, and you start to compare, and you will eventually grasp those. I promise. But you just make sure you, whatever study materials you decide to use to help you out, have the correct rationale, or at least close to step-by-step rationale to guide you through. Yeah, that's why we do lives. We're trying to do it step by step as long as possible, and then we move it faster and faster, a little bit by building confidence and building concept. But you still have trouble, it's okay. Just go back to your study materials, look through it, start practicing a little bit, and then compare to the answer key. Hopefully they have steps with it. If not, post on Facebook group. It's okay. We'll be there to help. And once you find your error, or where you make the steps wrong, and then you remember that, and then you go back and practice more similar setup question until you click, then you move on to the difficult stuff. That's the key word. Don't keep jumping over and over. You see how this live was set up? It's like easy concept. Little pieces. You don't move on to more complicated question until you master or feel good about the little step first. That's important, I think. Hi, I love you.
Oh, do you? Now you do? Okay.
I love you. Fine. See, we are together. That dinner was so worth it at Cheesecake. I even bring you to Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Okay? the happiest place on earth.
I should have left you there.
Okay, we went Cheesecake Factory, and then we supposed to go bowling that night.
No, don't get into that story.
You know.
Too much of the story.
So, but I bring you the best place of. We got cheesecake. We like nice appetizer.
We'll stop the story at Cheesecake Factory.
All right. Bloop, 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 bloop. And now, a decade later, we're still together.
Starting to rethink my decisions.
Ah. All right, all right. Okay, everyone seems to get it. Perfect. Love it. Love it. Yeah. To have a good day is all the biggest thing is good food. If the food sucks or the experience is not guaranteed, that night will go downhill. So you always, especially the first few days, you got to pick like the guaranteed good service and good food restaurant. Like 100%. 100%. Or else, like, if those two things don't go well, it's not worth it. All right. Okay. Give you guys a couple more seconds. But I think a lot of you guys got it right already. All right. So let's do this together, right? Since we know there's fraction after the parentheses that required, improper fraction. So let's just convert all of them together at the beginning, right? So what we have is multiply plus, right there. So what we got is 3 times 5 plus 3 over 5 minus 1 times 3 plus 2 over 3 divided by 3/4. Right? So what we got is 18 over 5 minus 5 over 3 divided by 3/4. Okay? So next step, right? Next step is 5 and 3 common denominator. We multiply by 3 on the left, multiply by 5 on the right set of numbers. So let's do the calculation, right? So 18 times 3 is equal to 54 over 15 minus 25 over 15 divided by 3/4. So we got 29 over 15 divide. We know that we can flip this thing, right? Multiply by 4 over 3. Okay? So now let's think about it. Can we eliminate any numbers? No, we cannot. So let's just do the math right here. Do the calculation, right? So now we know that 116 equal to 45 plus 45. So 116 minus 90 equal to 26 over 45. So now we know that there's 2 of the 45 there and 26 over 45. Can we continue to simplify? Nope, we cannot. Boom. Now we know the correct answer is A. Why don't we simplify 8 with, because user 908, you can only simplify it when you're doing fraction multiplication and division. add and subtract, you cannot simplify it that way. That only apply when you're doing multiplication and division. Okay? All right. So this will be the rationale. And let me see. Okay, we can do one more. Let's see. Let's see which one I should do. Which one is more fun? Yeah, they both pretty the same. Let's do the last one. All right. So this will be the last one. 3/4 plus 1/2 squared over 2 minus 1/4. So let's brush you up with some PEMDAS rule to see if you understand or remember. But that will be the last one. Okay. Okay. Bloop, 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 bloop. Give it a little time. Yeah, and I set this up to just to confuse a little bit on you, isn't it? Okay. Okay, that's pretty good, pretty good. Give you guys a little more time. Yep. No big deal. It might seem wrong, but technically you're doing the right thing, I promise. Be confident. You got this. And it's okay. It's okay. Tomorrow, take a break. Rest a little bit. Tomorrow, come back and tackle it again. Okay, that's good. That's good. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's not that hard, isn't it? Now all of a sudden it click. Just take your time, and it all of a sudden it click. It looks a lot. It looks all jumbled up. A lot of symbol, a lot of like different signs and stuff. It's like, what the heck is that? But once you start clicking, they're just little puzzle, little section of puzzle pieces. Little section of puzzle pieces. Okay, okay, you're close. So what does that really mean? Trisha, you're really close. Really close. And it's okay, Noi. Just a little bit more practice. You got 75% through already. You got this. Alright, so let's do this together, right? Plus 1/2 over 2. So we know that technically this long line, when there's a lot of fractions set up, right? Oop, there we go. Is equal to divide. So let's keep it this way. Divide. And we put a parenthesis for the front. And we put a red parenthesis. No, green parenthesis then. 2 minus 1/4. Okay? Keep it all in the same line. Right? Keep it all in the same line. Next. Right? What is the square mean? Square mean that whatever inside multiply itself together, right? So let's do that. Let's break it all down, right? 3/4 plus 1/2 times 1/2. because this 1/2 square is equal to just 1/2 multiplied by itself. Okay? Continue, right? Divided by 2 minus 1/4. Ah, see? See? Yeah, you almost got it, right? If you set it up just by a little bit different, then you'll be like, oh, 1 over 7/4 is just divide. Okay? So now, next, right? So, oh, wrong color. 3/4 plus 1/2 times 1/2, just cross straight line multiplication equal to 1/4, right? Divided by 2. There you go. 2 minus 1/4. Okay? So here, oops, sorry. Here is set up already. 3/4 plus 1/4. Since they're same denominator, we can just add the top together. 3 plus 1 equal to 4/4. Right? Let's do this. Done. 4/4. Divided by 2 minus 1/4. Let's do the magic, right? So 2 over 1, because technically that's what 2 looks like, minus 1/4. Now we find a common denominator by multiply by 4 on the left, on top, and bottom. Okay? So this will equal to, here, 4/4 is just 1, right? Divided by, since we multiply 4 on the top and the bottom, this will become 8/4 minus 1/4. Continue to pull it down. Divided by 8. Since we have the same denominator, 4, we can just do the calculation, right? 7/4. 1 divide, we know that we cannot divide, right? So we flip this thing. 4/7. 1 time multiplied by anything become the same thing. 4/7. Boom. Just like that. Okay? That's it. Just like that. Boom. The trick part is here. I tricked you. I purposely set it up this way to form this become 1. You'll be like, is it right? Is it wrong? But just like that. Easy breezy. Just pieces to pieces to pieces together. And a lot of you got it. Love it. Okay? For the one that didn't, practice a little bit more. Ask question. Just deep breath. Look at it. You know, what section am I tackling this time? What section should I do this line? Just pull it back into digestible pieces. Okay? Then once you figure out the digestible pieces, don't let it overwhelm you. Easy breezy. Okay? So now this will be the rationale. Just like that. Step by step, how it got changed. You know? And see, I do more steps on the explain compared to this, right? So technically, it just need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps to finish this look very complicated question. So it's not that complicated once you get a good grasp on that. But other than that, that's it. Reminder, we will not be live next week for Thanksgiving. So give you guys some time to spend some time with family. Go get your turkey. Go get your mashed potato and gravy and casseroles and stuff. But other than that, that will be it for tonight. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hope you enjoy the time and everything. Yep. That's why we shouldn't use decimal. Bingo. That's why. Decimal can do this. Decimal will give you big error. Learn how to do fraction. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. It will go a long way. See, now you know why. Because of this. Because of this. And, you know, future you will understand it when you go to nursing school and do those such calculation. But yep, you got on. You caught on. That's why we don't do fraction. We don't take the easy way out. We head on and figure it out. Okay? Perfect. So just a reminder, we're still running the Black Friday sales. Everything is up to 33% off. So for the study guide or the practice question, normally they're $60. Now it's $40. And for the PowerPoint, if you watching Nurse Cheung video, you're like, I like the PowerPoint, so I can write note at the same time and everything else in between. They're also on sale for $20. It will expire the day after Cyber Monday sales. We set up that way since these are digital products. So it expired December 2nd at midnight. Okay, but other than that, that's it. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. You will stick around to see anyone else have any other question, but have a good Friday night and enjoy the rest of the night. Happy Turkey Day. Yeah, it's okay. Make sure you eat enough turkey and you study. No big deal. It's worth it. It's worth it. Ultimately, you'll pass your TEAS and then it's worth it. It's all worth it. Thank you. Thank you. We do not offer private tutoring. But we can help each other right now every Tuesday and Thursday. It's almost like a tutoring. You almost get close to a nice, good feedback. If not, join the Facebook group. Free ATI study group with Nurse Cheung. You can ask your question over there. We help. Other people will chime in and help too. We're very helpful groups over there. Oh, and thank you, the channel. I am butchering names. Sorry. That's like I said, English is not thank you. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you very much. You don't have to, but thank you for support. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you find this live and workshop is helpful. We will be back first week of December. December 2nd, I think. We actually go live every Tuesday and Thursday. This week just an off week because we take it, we don't do live next week, so we kind of make up for it for live on Friday. Normally it's just Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday and Thursday 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we rotate the topics. So we don't just do math. We do the reading for TEAS. We do the English for TEAS. We also do all the science topics and all the math topics on the TEAS too. So those topics got rotate. Okay? And make sure, anyone on TikTok, go check out Nurse Cheung YouTube channel. So just youtube.com/@NurseCheung. Simple, or it should be linked on bio too. Tons of resources, free resources for your ATI exam. And a lot of people find it helpful. So welcome to check it out. Perfect, love it. Happy Thanksgiving for everyone. Yep. The Facebook group do help a lot. A lot of people, just don't be shy. Post your question, and you can post it anonymously too. If that's you hesitant a little bit, it's okay. But we'll be there to help. But great job. Hope you guys find it helpful. Master some fraction. The fraction calculation is really going to help you out with a lot of math section. All right. Perfect. I think that's it. Yep. So, there's just a Facebook group for anyone that's interested. It'll look like this. Name like this. You see Nurse Cheung face big in center. And other than that, have a good night. We'll go back to the wood and go to sleep. All right. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.